You have clicked on this video because you want to know or be sure of how to cite a website. Without wasting your time, I am going to show you exactly how to do that, including citing any online document for both when you have the author or not, page number or none, with a publication date or without, and most importantly, I am going to show you where exactly to find this element within a website. My name is Lerato Kanomsa of All Things Academia, where we explore and explain all things in the academic world. If you are a student, a tutor, a lecturer, a researcher, or in any way part of academia, then you are in the right place. Just click the subscribe button below so that you are notified every time I upload helpful content like this in the future. Now, if you know that when you want the most cutting edge information, then you need to look within websites, be it blog pages, web documents, and so forth, because these websites get updated almost every time, which is difficult to do with books. So the information there can be a little bit out of date, especially because you need to wait until the next volume or the republication of that book to get the updated information, which rarely happens. So if you want to put information that's current and in the now, then you need to scan around websites to get this information about a particular topic. Now, citing and referencing a website can be a little bit tricky. This is why we're going to address all those issues within this video. You do need certain elements to be able to reference or cite a website similar to a book. However, it does follow its own format and has additional elements that are not necessarily required when you are referencing a book. So let's just look at the elements that you need when you're going to cite a website. So when you're referencing or citing a website, you need to look for the author's name, the year of publication, the title of the web page, the name of the website, the URL to the website, and the date you've accessed it. These are the only information you should be worried about and scanning for when you look through a website for information. You need to make sure that you've got all these elements so that you are able to reference or cite the website correctly. Harvard style, of course. And yes, of course, there's like a million of things within a web page, like different information about literally everything. There's ads and there's information about the article, there's information about the website itself, there's information about any other thing, the institution, the author, their CV, and everything else. But all you're looking for is these elements, and because of all this information that's displayed in one web page, it might be very tricky or difficult to scan or find this information. This is why I'm going to tell you straight up right here, right now, where to find those different elements. The author's name is usually at the top of the web page. It is just under the title of the web page. So when you're reading an article online or on a website and there's a title about a certain topic, you need to look under the title or that topic of the web page, and you will find the author's name together with the date of publication. However, there are some instances where the date of publication is not next to the author's name or below the author's name, but it's somewhere at the bottom of the web page. This is where you need to scroll right down to the bottom of that web page and look for additional information, and there you will find additional information about the author, including their biography, and most times you will get the date of publication in that section. Now, the title of the web page is typically at the top. It is the words that are in bold or in a bigger font than the rest that are just standing out there and telling you this is the topic we're discussing. If it's not there, which rarely happens, or if you want to double check that you are looking at the right information, you can also look at the browsers tab where you have www. There's normally the title of the web page within that browsers tab or the address. And that, my friend, is actually the URL. The URL is the full address of the website that you are citing from. This, as I have mentioned already, is visible at the browsers tab. It is your https://www.domain name/ everything else that follows. That is the URL. You basically copy and paste that in the reference list, because when someone clicks on that, it's going to open that page, taking them to the exact page which you took the information from. Now, the exact date is not anywhere on the website because that is the date when you've accessed that information. So if you are scrolling around a website and you've gathered all the elements that you need to reference, then you need to add the access date, the day which you've scrolled and found that information. This is where you find all the elements that you need to reference and cite a website or an online document. However, there are instances where there are missing elements. For example, you go and scroll through an online document or a website and there is no date of publication. What do you do then? In this case, you normally want to look down at the copyright by this time date and you take the date. Yes, sometimes the website was designed in 1950 something and the information you are using is current. So that might give you problems. So when there is no date of publication, you can simply write ND standing for no date, especially if the date of the copyright of the website is like ancient, then you can simply add no date. But most of the times when you do not have a publishing date, you normally take the date of the website. And what if you are scrolling and there is an article or there is information on a specific topic, but the author is not listed on their website? So what you basically do is you replace the author's name with the name of the organization or the name of the website. So basically, maybe there's an organization that's listed there or that's publishing that information. You take and use that name in the space of the author's name. If there is no title of that particular web page or the information that you're gathering from that website, then you can simply give a description in square brackets or title the information in square brackets to show that there was no title and this is a stand-in information in the space of that web page title. Now that we have all the elements, or maybe not all the elements, but we know what to put in the place of the missing elements, we can move on to citing and referencing their website. And this is how you do this. For citations, when you're going to cite a website, you need the author's name and the year of publication. This is in the case that your website article has the author's name. If it does not, then you take the organization name or the name of the website, comma, year of publication. If no date of publication, you can always write ND. And if you have watched my previous video, then you would know that this is a citation for paraphrasing. When you took information and you paraphrase it and use your own words to say what the original author has said. If you are using a direct quotation from the website, you need to put a source locator. And this is where the problems begin, because most websites or online documents don't really like using page numbers. I do not know. I think this should be a future study. It's like enemies, page numbers and websites. Maybe there's something within the platform that does not allow for page numbers. I mean, when you scroll a website, it just goes on and on and on. You do not know where the page begins and where it ends. But again, this video is not about that. I'm just here to tell you what is your source locator in the case where you are citing from a website, direct quotation, and there is no page number to put as a source locator. This is where you can use para, short for paragraph, and you just count the paragraphs from the top and you use para and the specific number of that paragraph you are directly quoting from. So that when someone is reading your work, they can scan through that web page and scan directly to paragraph 13, if that's the case, and see the sentence that you have used in your work. If you want to see my previous video where I detail how you cite paraphrasing and direct quotation, just click the video that's appearing somewhere up here on the screen, but I'll also link it in the description down below for easy access. But finish this one first. All right, sure, citing a website, easy peasy, right? So let's move on to the lemon squeezy part, which is referencing their website within your reference list. And this is how we do it. You want to put the author's last name, comma, initial, period, year of publication in brackets, the web title in quotation marks, the web page name, period, followed by the words available at, colon, the URL which you have copied from the browsers tab, and in brackets you're going to add the words accessed, colon, then you add after that colon the date in which you have accessed their website, starting with the day, the month, and the year. Close brackets. and that is your reference for it. So lovelies, feel free to rewind this video, to pause, to slow down so that you get all the information in the pace that you prefer. But also, you can download my Harvard referencing guide linked in the description down below, which covers everything that we've specifically said today about citing websites. Getting cutting edge information from website is like super cool because your study can be current. But also you must remember that there's a certain amount of website referencing or citations that you can use on your study, because these, as much as they carry cutting edge information, they do not count as credited sources in academia. So most of the times we'll use the information from these websites in introductions and to make a point clearer, but there is a need for you to include peer reviews, articles or studies and books, because those are considered credited sources. So as much as you know how to cite a website, you need to know how to cite a book and journal articles, because that will make up 90% of your sources that you use for your research. And this is why in my next video, I am going to show you how to cite a book with all its dynamics and issues. For when you have a multiple of authors claiming that they wrote the same book, when you have a second volume of the same book, when you have an author but then also an editor within the same book, or when you have multiple of years that appear in the publication page as publication dates, and for when there's multiple of publishers listed within the page and you're just confused. So if you want to know how to do that and navigate all those issues that may arise when you're trying to cite or reference a book, then click on the video that is appearing on your screen right now, because lovelies, that is the video that is going to take you step by step and help you navigate those problems. And please do click the subscribe button for more videos like this one, and like this video if it was helpful, as I project to you love and grace in a way of 2 Corinthians 13 verse 14.